Ayan in Westminster. No? Yes.
Cool. Let's see here. Let me go get my coffee real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay, no Claudia today. Hopefully she joins us soon. But we're going to get started. So we're on lesson number 3 today, Rafa. Let's see here. In this, any questions from the homework from lesson number 2?
No question.
Okay. Rafa, take pictures of your homework and send it to me, okay?
Yes.
So I can review it.
Yes, it's lesson 2, no?
Mm-hmm. So when you get the chance, take a picture of your homework and send it to me. Send me an email with your homework so I can review it. Hi, Claudia.
Hi, good morning.
Lesson 2. Yes, I did all the homework, my lesson 2. Hi, Claudia.
Hi, good morning, Rafa.
All right, so today we are going to review our ES verbs, the verbs that change to ES in the third person singular. We'll do time expressions with the words et, from, and to. And then lots of new stuff. We'll talk about greetings and talking to strangers. Lots of practice with the third person singular. Today, we're going to start talking about the verb get in all of its different meanings. The verb get, I think it can mean more than 100 different things in Spanish. It's a very versatile verb that we use in English. So we'll talk about that today. And then talk about driving in the United States as well. Oh, okay, so we've got a little warm-up activity for you. Hold on one second. This is one of my favorite commercials of all time. Let me put this on for you. I don't know if you've seen it. Maybe you've seen it. It's a famous commercial here in the United States. Ready?
Able to pick up good yardage on the play. You know, the best part of this defense is their defensive line and their interior linebackers.
Yo, what's up? Nothing, B. Just watching the game, having a bud. What's up with you?
Nothing. Watching the game, having a bud.
True. True.
What's up? What's up? Yo, who's that?
Yo, pick up the phone.
Hello? What's that? What's up?
Yo, where's Dookie?
Yo, Duke.
You want some?
Yo.
What's up?
What's that?
Hold on. Hello?
So what's up, B?
Watching the game, having a bud.
True. True.
Able to pick up good yardage.
All right, so have you seen that commercial before?
No.
No, it's a little old, right? It's from like, I don't know. I think I was a kid when that commercial came out. So if you heard them, they're using this expression, what's up, right? They're kind of saying it a little funny in the video. But that's an expression that we use here in the United States to say hi to people, right? What's up? So common ways to answer that, you could say nothing much, right? Just chilling. That's a very American way to say that. Or you could say, I'm busy, I'm studying English, right? So let's practice with this. What's up, Rafa?
Nothing much.
What's up, Claudia?
Busy studying English.
Okay, good. All right, today we're going to talk about talking to strangers because guess what? If you want to practice English, you need to get good at introducing yourself to strangers, okay? So this is an article that I found on the internet. It's called How to Start a Conversation with a Stranger. There's a lot more to this if you click on the the link here. How about you start us off? Rafa, can you read to us?
Learning how to start a conversation with a stranger is easy. One of the best skills you can learn. It'll help you make friends in new cities, build valuable work relationships, have enjoyable conversation with random people, and have fun wherever you go. It shouldn't be a surprise that your relationship and conversations significantly impact your happiness and well-being.
Go ahead, Claudia.
Some people are lucky and find it easy to talk to new people, but the ability to start conversation is a skill you can learn. If you strongly or want to get better at talking to strangers, focus on these three things: conquering your internal dialogue, the way you think about yourself. Other people in life affect the way you say things and the actual words that come out.
Okay, very good, Claudia. Number 2 and 3, Rafa.
Making a great first impression. People make snap judgments the instant they see you, so the image you project before you ever say a word greatly impacts the way they interact with you. Knowing what to say when you start conversations. Every situation is unique. It's important to know which questions and statements work best for the environment you are in.
Very good. Okay, go ahead, Claudia.
Mhm.
Claudia?
I'm sorry. Conquer your internal dialogue. If you think you are going to get weird looks when to start a conversation with a stranger, you need to work on your internal dialogue. Your thoughts and beliefs manifest through your nonverbal communication. In layman's terms, people can see that you are unhappy because of your frown, or that you're angry because of the furrow in your eyebrows. You don't resolve this by forcing your eyes to unfurl or turning that from upside down. You do it by changing your thoughts about yourself, your perception of the other people, and your attitude reward life as I'll show you.
All right, Claudia, very good. Thank you. Rafa.
Love yourself and believe that you are awesome. If you don't think that you are awesome, no one will. Stop setting the bar so high and appreciate the person that you are.
Thank you. Claudia.
Be understanding of people and become rejection proof. You have to tolerate rejection because it doesn't matter how awesome you are. Some people will like you, some won't. Some people will be in a good mood, some won't. Some people will be interested in starting new friendship, some won't. Sometimes you'll stumble on words, other times you'll speak fluently, like a poet.
Very good. Rafa.
So, who cares if you try to start a conversation and it doesn't go well? Nothing bad will come of it, and it likely isn't your fault. If you make a mistake, you can try to learn from it, but don't let it stop you from trying again. You need to risk rejection if you want to learn how to talk to strangers. So the sooner you detach yourself from the outcome and stop caring about being rejected, the sooner you'll have amazing conversations with these new people.
Claudia.
Have you ever seen someone who's bummed on life? They
Bummed.
look
This word is
like
pronounced bummed.
bummed.
Do you know what that word means? To be bummed? To be sad, to be depressed.
Okay.
And we use it a lot conversationally here, to be bummed. It's a good American expression for you.
They look down toward the ground about avoid eye contact and speak in a loud voice,
Monotone?
monotone voice. That's how you repel stranger from you. To combat this, you need to truly love life and believe that is amazing. Once you get your mindset right, you
Mindset.
want mice
Mind.
right. You want to make sure people see you as someone they want to talk to.
Very good, Claudia. All right, Rafa, tell us about step number 2, making a great first impression.
Learning how to Learning how to quickly make a great first impression is not difficult and is extremely important. Your clothes, body language, and attitude all help get people to open up to you. In stage 1, we focused on improving your mindset so that you naturally exude
Good, good.
the right non-verbal body language. Here you want to be cognizant of the different signals you are sending and fix the ones you are worse at.
Be excited to meet new people. Be pumped on life at this moment. Have a half smile on your face at all times. This will keep you in a better mood, mood and makes it easier and more likely for you to blast a really smile. Try it yourself. Smile once from a stoic face and once from a slight grin. Isn't it easier and more natural? Do you whatever you can to improve your mood. Listen to your favorite music before going out. Call your favorite person and talk to them for 5 minutes. Go surfing, dance, sing in the shower, wherever.
Exude confidence with your body language. Confident people, people who love themselves and are completely comfortable in the game of life, use their body much differently than people who are scared, stressed, or somber. It's best to become confident so the proper body language follows. See step 1. but you can also fix your non-verbal communication directly. It's being shown that standing in the power position like Superman actually improves your confidence.
Very good. Claudia.
So your body language influence your state of mind, and your state of mind influence your body language. That's
Influences.
influences.
Yeah, so remember with words like this, Claudia, that already end with the S sound. Influence, when we're in the third person singular and it ends with an S, we have to add that extra syllable. Influences.
Influences
Good.
your body language. That's why it's important to work on both ends of the spectrum. This is what you need to do to have confident body language. Stand up straight, don't hunch over, even when you are sitting.
Okay. This is important. This is nonverbal communication. That I would imagine most of this is going to be similar in your country where you're from, but there may be some differences because of American culture here. Rafael?
Open up to the world. Don't cross your arms or legs. Obvious exception here for women in skirts. If you can, keep your neck, chest, palms, and things exposed.
Thighs. This word is thighs, not things. Thighs.
Thighs and thighs exposed.
You know what a thigh is?
No.
Thighs.
It's part of your leg.
uh,
It's the upper part of your leg.
okay.
Thigh.
I.e., facing the person, don't worry, they can still be covered by clothing. This is the best way to show interest without going too far, like some people who goes about someone right to their face.
Claudia.
Keep your head up and look out at the world in front of you. Don't default to looking down ever. Out the space around you. Don't sit on the edge of a seat so someone also can sit comfortably. Don't move your arm and say sorry when someone also bumps into you. Sit and stand comfortably as long as it's reasonable. I don't be a jerk. Have a nice firm handshake. Yes, you too, woman. Your hand and wrist should be sturdy, not limp. Just don't squeeze too hard. There's no reason to hurt anyone.
Very good. Okay. So probably this last one, I think, is one of the most important ones. In Latin America, when you shake people's hands, you're very soft with your hands, right? In the United States, that's considered a sign of weakness. So we use our hand very strongly when we shake hands. Did you know that?
No.
When you shake somebody's hand here, you want to be hard with the handshake, okay? Really hold on to the hand and use your strength in your hands.
Okay.
That's considered good here in the United States.
Okay.
And I know that's different from your culture. In Latin America, when you give the hand, it's very soft. Rafa.
Dress and groom like the lady or gentleman you are. Your looks matter because when someone thinks, this isn't someone I want to get to know, you've lost the game. And many people people make this judgment before you say a word, just based on your looks. To master your looks, think about the type of people you want to get to know. Then think about what kind of people will impress them. You can also think about what kind of people impress you.
All right, step number 3, Claudia.
Step number 3, start a conversation with the stranger by knowing what to say. If you ever wonder whether it's possible to start a conversation with a stranger, that actually feels normal, read on. To successfully create conversation to other person needs to understand why you are talking to them. Otherwise, red flags go up that ruin the vibe.
There are 5 steps to successfully starting a conversation with a stranger. Be prepared. Know where you are going and have a game plan for meeting people. 2. Have a good reason for starting the conversation. You never want the person to wonder why you are talking to them when you initiate contact. You need to have a good reason and it should quickly become clear to them.
Very good. Claudia.
Talking to a stranger. Number 3, start with something contextual. When you first start a conversation, talk about something relevant to the situation. The location, something personal, something happening in your environment, and the weather are all contextual examples. This is akin to making small talk and helps give you a reason for starting a discussion. Is that statements work fine, but open-ended questions are best because they invite the other person to say more than a word.
Rafael.
Find a similarity. No matter how small, you need to find something that bonds you too. This will give you a reason to get their name and continue conversing. 5. Get their name and give yours. ASAP.
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 That
Once
stands, do you know what that means? ASAP?
yes, as soon as possible.
All right, good, yeah.
Once you start connecting with them by finding a commonality, you need to get their name to make the conversation personal. Use the acronym handshake, eyes contact, name, smile. So you remember the shake their hand. Make eye contact. Use their name and smile when you are exchanging names.
So let's practice here. You live here in the United States. You're here learning English with me because you want to learn how to speak English, right? And I've heard you all talk about the benefits of learning how to speak English. It will help you do your job better, get a better job, talk to people better. So guess what? You have to talk to people. This is a super important thing that we're talking about here because more than likely, you don't have a lot of American friends, you know, and that is something that we need to work on. If you're going to really improve your English and improve your confidence and take it to the next level, it means changing out of your old ways, you know, and starting to make more friends with Americans, talk English on a daily basis. So how do you do it, right? We're friendly. I want you to know we're friendly. We want to talk to you, okay? Most Americans are really friendly. So let's talk about this. Where are some good places that you can introduce yourself to a stranger to practice English?
Oh, well, in the work, in our jobs.
At
Okay.
work, okay, at work, sure, yeah. Work is a great place to meet new people.
In a bus, in a metro.
On the bus, yeah, if you take the bus somewhere, sometimes you can talk to people on the bus or on the train. We don't call it the metro here, we call it the train, the light rail.
Yes. In a party.
What, Claudia?
In the store, the go now.
At the store, maybe. It depends on the type of store, but typically speaking, when people go to the store, it's to buy something and leave. It's not really a social, not so much of a social place, but maybe, you know, if it's a store that you go to frequently, maybe. Rafa, I know you said at a party, of course, if you go to a party, those parties are great places to introduce yourselves. Can you think of anything else? Two places that I didn't hear that I think are really good places, maybe even three places. I'll give you three places. At a cafe. So this is a thing that people do here a lot. They go out to have coffee, especially on the weekends, right? On a Saturday or a Sunday. But any day of the week, this would work. Find a good coffee shop in your area. You know, Starbucks is a really popular chain, but there's also many independent coffee shops that are locally owned. And coffee shops are really good places to practice English.
Profe, I have made friends and when I go to play tennis. Yeah.
That was one thing that I was going to talk about was the rec center. A gym or a rec center are also very social places. And even better, what Rafa just said, is if you can find a sport that you can play, like playing tennis, right? Because you can find somebody to play with and then often you'll start conversation. So tennis is a good one. Claudia, I know you like to play basketball, right?
Yeah.
It's something that you could consider joining a women's basketball league here in Denver or in Thornton. I'm sure they probably have something if you check with the local rec centers. And basketball is a very American sport too. I get a lot of my students that like to play soccer, you know, and I'm like, you're not going to make a lot of friends with Americans playing soccer. Playing basketball, you'll make a lot of American friends. That's a great way to meet people. Okay. So let's imagine we're at one of these places, right? What's a scenario you'd like to imagine for practicing English today?
Well, I go in the same bus with Claudia. Okay.
Okay.
And we are in the same class of English. Okay. And we are maybe talking about the teacher, the schedule, and other things.
Okay. So what are some good conversation starters? So, but the only thing I want to change, Rafa, is you just described a classmate, right? That's not a stranger, right? I want to talk to you.
But depend because is our first class. It's our first day of class.
Okay.
I don't know. Claudia is not my friend. I only see her in the classroom, but it's the first day.
Okay.
That is the scenario.
So let's act out this scenario. Okay. So Rafa and Claudia, imagine you're on the bus. You just had your first English class. How can you introduce yourselves to each other, and how can you start a conversation? Go ahead and act this scenario.
Hi, what's your name?
Hi, I am Claudia. What's
Oh,
your name?
I saw you in the English class.
Okay, what is your name?
Oh, my name is Rafael.
Oh,
Yes.
nice to meet you, Rafael.
Our schedule is from 8:30 to 9:20. Okay.
Okay.
We have the same class, English classes.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
yes. People say that the teacher is a great teacher. Okay.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think so.
yes. And he okay. He is
Are you excited with the first class of English?
yes, I am excited with the first class because I love to study English, and it's really nice. It's really nice.
Okay, yes, same for me.
Yes. Do you like pizza?
Yes, I like pizza.
Oh, me too. I love pizza. Sometime, well, if you want, we can go in front of the language school. There is a pizzeria,
Okay,
and we can uh, eat some pizza and talk about English and practice English.
of
Uh,
course.
maybe we can study together too.
Oh yeah, you help me with my homework.
Oh yeah, well, I can go to your homework, to your home, and make the homework together.
Okay, okay.
Huh?
This
Okay,
is great.
okay,
Thank you.
okay. Goodbye.
See you.
Good, good. So I want you to think about this activity that we did today. And in the coming days, it's almost the weekend. I really would like to hear a story about one of you next week that introduced yourself to somebody and practiced English, okay?
Okay.
All right, little grammar review. Verbs that end with O, CH, SH, X, Z, and S change in the third person with an ES. We have to add an ES, and generally speaking, we add another syllable, right? So here we have the verb relax. And if we're in the third person, we'd say he relaxes after work. So let's practice with these verbs. Rafa, go.
I go, you go, we go, they go. She goes, he goes, she goes, David goes, it goes.
All right. For example, Jim goes to work every day at 9. Claudia.
I wash, you wash, we wash, they wash. He washes, she washes, David washes, it washes.
All right. Read this example, Claudia.
Example, my son watches TV every day after school.
Rafa.
I relax, you relax, we relax, they relax. He relaxes, she relaxes, David relaxes, it relaxes.
Read this example.
My wife relaxes when the kids are at school.
Take turns with these questions.
Do you watch TV often?
Yes, I watch TV often. Does your spouse watch TV with you?
Yes, he watches TV with me.
Do
Do
you
you?
go? Uh-huh.
Do you go to work by car or bus?
I go to work by car. Does your oldest child go to school?
Um, he does not go to school. When do you relax?
I relax in my meditation class. Does your family relax together?
No, they don't relax together. Do you like to fix
Teacher, I have
things?
in this question, I have a doubt.
Okay.
But because the question is in singular. Does your family relax together? And Claudia respond in plural. They relax. Is possible that, or I
And
can say it relax together. It relaxes together.
there's actually a couple of ways that you could answer. You're right. Family is singular.
Mhm.
However, it's what's called a collective noun, which refers to various people, right? So the way she answered is okay. You can say they relax together. I would have answered with we, because typically speaking, when we're referring to someone's family, you're also included in that, right? I would have said, yes, we relax together in my situation. Family is a thing, so technically you could refer to family as it in the third person singular. In this situation though, Rafael, it's kind of an exception where it would sound, to me, it sounds odd to refer to a family as it.
Okay, but the question is because if I am going to have an international test, for example,
Mhm.
and what is the correct answer? It relaxes together, or because in this kind of test, it's better answer technically, no? I
Yeah,
don't know because okay.
grammatically, Rafael, they're all correct.
Okay,
Gr-
perfect.
Grammatically, it's correct to say it relaxes together, or they relax together, or we relax. Grammatically, they're all correct. Conversationally, I would say it sounds bad to say it relaxes together. On a test, I would not. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, right? If you have one of those like international, like the TOEFL test to enter college or university or something like that, I would have to see it on an exam. I doubt you would get a question like that on an exam. From my standpoint, I would say that's a really good question. Very good question. From my standpoint, I can tell you that it sounds bad to say, does your family relax? Yes, it relaxes. That doesn't sound good to me because it refers to a thing. Refers to a thing. And family technically is a thing, but because it's referring to people, especially your own family members, I wouldn't. Is your family big? Yeah, it's really big. I have a big family. And it's a gray area. Do you understand gray area? It's not black and white here, Rafa. For me, it sounds kind of funny to say, to refer to my family as it, just because it's such a familiar thing, and it is very
Okay.
neutral.
Okay. Perfect, teacher. Do you like to fix? It's me or you? I don't remember. Okay, me.
It's my turn. Do you
Okay.
like to fix things?
No, I don't like to fix things. Does your spouse like to fix things?
Yes, he likes to fix things. Or yes, he fixes things.
Okay, good, very good. All right. So same thing here with verbs that end with Y. They have a special rule, like the verb study ends with Y, and we need to change the Y to an I and then add an ES. He studies after work. So let's practice with this. Rafa, study.
I studied, you study, we study, they study. He studies, she studies, David studies, it studies.
All right.
But in this case, it studies, I don't, what?
Yeah, I mean, we're just learning this as a verb conjugation. It may be rare that you would say it studies something, right? Because typically speaking, someone is studying, right? A desk does not study anything. The light bulb doesn't study anything. However, I can think of one example where it might be used. And that's if somebody is doing research and they're creating what we call a study, a research paper. And there's somebody, you might say, the research studies. It studies, you know, if we're talking about something like, to put it in perspective with you, you're an electrical engineer, you know, I don't know, you might find some piece of research about solar conversion for new panels, right? And you could say the study is about, you know, some new technology. It studies how the sun interacts with the new voltaic panels or something like that. Does that make sense? So there's a place for it, but you're right, it would be kind of rare.
My wife studies English with me.
Okay, good. Now, to dive into this particular rule a little bit deeper, this specifically applies to verbs where there is a consonant before the Y. For example, I study, he studies, because the letter D is a consonant. Or fly, you fly, she flies. Again, the letter L is what's called a consonant. But the verb buy has a vowel before it, right? A, E, I, O, or U. And in this situation, it does not change. We buy, she buys. So the rule's a little bit more complex here. Rafa, Claudia.
They eat lunch at noon.
You go to class.
We watch TV after work.
He goes to class at night.
Norm studies English a lot.
I relax in the evening.
Okay, good. Now, pronunciation is also something that we have to take into consideration here. The letter S can produce actually 3 unique sounds here, okay? For example, these words here, the S sounds like S. He gets, she gets. Do you hear the S sound? Very
Yes.
clear S sound. He eats, she eats. He makes, she makes. Okay. It can also produce more of a Z sound. So do you hear the difference between S and Z? Okay. For example, shower. He showers, she showers.
Showers.
He goes, she goes. He studies, she studies. More of a Z, that vibration in the Z sound. And then finally, which typically occurs with verbs that end with the S sound, like relax or watch, we add an extra syllable here. We add an extra sound and it sounds like is, with again a Z sound. Is, like he relaxes, she relaxes. He watches, she watches. Let's practice here. Rafa, fill in the blanks.
My girlfriend has a busy schedule.
And now
She-
Claudia, just take turns here. So now Claudia.
She wakes up around 6 every day and immediately takes a shower.
Rafa.
Then she gets ready for work.
She gets dressed,
Dressed.
I'm sorry.
Dressed.
She gets dressed, makes her lunch, and then goes to work.
What is this? I don't know. She works from 8 to 5.
At 11, she eats lunch.
When she finishes, she goes home.
After work, she relaxes with me and watches TV.
When she has time, she studies Spanish.
Good. All right, very good with that. Very good. All right, switching gears a little bit. The verb get. Alone get means at least 3 different things. There's 3 alternative verbs you could use here. To obtain something is to get something. For example, I could say I obtain my driver's license later this week, or I get my driver's license later this week, right? So that means I physically do not have something, and now I have it, okay? To buy. I get my clothes from Macy's. You could say I buy, right? Meaning you're spending money and exchanging it for clothes. But here in the United States, it's very common for us to say to get, right? Where do you get your clothes? Oh, I get my clothes at Macy's. Last, I'm sorry.
I can change from for at. In this case, at Macy's. Or
You
no.
could also say that, yeah. Remember to ask your question backwards. Can I? Do you understand, Rafa? To ask your question backwards. You said, I can. You have to say, can I? Can
Yes,
I? Okay.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I get my clothes from Macy's. I get my clothes at Macy's. Both correct. Last one, to receive, right? To receive mail. Receive sounds very formal in English, so we would almost always say the word get here. She gets love letters from her boyfriend. Same thing, she receives love letters from her boyfriend. Now this verb, you have to also look at the entire context of what's being said, because the words that come after it can change the meaning of it. For example, to get dressed means to put your clothes on in the morning, right? When you're getting ready for work. So I get dressed every day at 7 a.m. means I don't have clothes on, or maybe I have my pajamas on, right? And then I put on my pants and my shirt, right? To get dressed. And then to get ready is also used instead of saying to prepare. In English, when we say prepare, you can say prepare. It just sounds formal, right? It's much more common to say get ready, at least in the United States. For example, I get ready for English class after work. So here we see where, if we go back here, right? Get means to obtain or to buy something, but now it means to put on clothes, or it means to prepare for something. So the meaning, you have to be very careful with this verb, okay? Et. Let's talk about it, time expressions. The word at can be used to express an event with a time that has a beginning to it, right? I go to work at 9 means I start work at 9, right? Or my English class is at 7, meaning the class starts at 7. So let's practice here. One thing that you should know is that it's technically more correct. It's grammatically, I would say, more correct to say at in the beginning of a question here, right? At what time do you get ready for work? Americans will tend to not say at. We would typically say, what time do you get ready for work? And it's also very common that we put it at the end. What time do you get ready for work at? But it's more correct to use it at the beginning. So let's take turns asking each other these questions. Rafa to Claudia.
At what time do you get ready for work?
I get ready for work at 9. At what time do you get dressed?
I get dressed at 7 a.m. At what time do your children go to school?
I don't have children in the school. At what time do you go to English class?
I go to English class at 8:13. At what time do you work out?
I work out at 9. At what time does mass start at your church?
Church.
Church.
It starts at 9 a.m. on Sunday. At what time do you eat lunch?
I eat lunch at 1 o'clock. At what time do you get off work?
I get off work at 8 p.m. At what time do you eat dinner?
I eat dinner at 7. At what time do you go to bed?
I go to bed at 10 p.m.
Okay, very good. Now, from to is an expression we use where we have a start time and a finish time in the same expression. Or in other words, a beginning and an end. Claudia, can you read these 3 examples?
I work from 9 to 5 every day. It is summer from June to August. The bank is closed from Friday to Monday.
Okay,
Teacher,
good.
I have a question, but it's a general question. No?
Okay.
It's true that the bank closed from Friday to Monday, or no? It's only the example.
No, this is just an example, Rafa.
Because they have closed from Sunday and Monday, no? So Saturday and Monday, no? Only.
This is just an example, Rafa, okay?
Yes. I know.
This is not a rule for banks. Historically, banks would close on Saturdays and Sundays. These days, banks are typically open on Saturdays. Sometimes they have reduced hours, you know, they might be open from like 10 to 12 or something. But when I was a kid, no banking on Saturday or Sunday. That's something that has changed. All right, notice here when we're using this from to provide a range of time, it works with an hour, it works with months, and it also works with days. Let's practice with this. Rafa to Claudia to Rafa.
When do you work?
I work from 10 to 8 p.m. When are your children in school?
I don't have children in the school. When do you go to the gym?
Sometimes I go to the gym from 5 to 7 on Saturday. When you go to church?
I go to the church from 10 to 1 o'clock every Sunday. When do you eat lunch?
From 12 to 1 p.m. When are you free?
I am free from Friday to Saturday. When do you study?
I study from is I study from 8 to 9 p.m. most of the time. When do you watch TV? Claudia, when do you watch TV?
Claudia, are you here?
I watch TV. Sí, ¿me escuchan?
Sí, sí.
Yeah.
¿Me
Perfect.
escuchan?
Yes, perfect.
Yeah. Can you
Hello?
hear us?
Sí,
Clau-
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I watch TV from 9.
I think we're having internet connectivity issues. Are you here, Rafa?
Yes, I
You're still
hear
here.
you
Okay.
perfectly.
Maybe Claudia is having internet problems. Okay. Okay. Well, let's move to the next activity. Okay. So, Rafael, write a short composition about a normal day from start to finish.
Okay.
And you can
Using front to.
Yeah, you can use from to, you can use at, right?
Okay. Well, I can speak about this. I can talk about this now, no?
Okay.
Well, I wake up at 6 a.m. and have my on 7 to 8 and go to work, go to my English class from 8:13 to 9:30. Then I go to work at 10 a.m. and have my breakfast, my lunch from 12 to 1 and have my dinner from 8 to 9 p.m. and go to bed at 10 p.m.
Okay, good.
Here.
Hi, Claudia. Can you hear us now?
Yes.
Okay. Claudia, tell us about a normal day for you using the phrases at, from, and to.
Okay. My name is Claudia. I get up at 7 a.m. I get dressed every day at a.m. I take my English class from 8 to 9. I go to work at 9. I eat my lunch from 1 o'clock to 1:30. I finish my work at 3 o'clock. I cook dinner from 5 to 6. I eat my dinner from 7 to 7:30. I study from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. I watch TV from 9 to 10, and I go to bed at 10 p.m.
Okay, very good. Culture tip, driving in the United States is very dangerous. I'm sure you have all seen this. There are a lot of accidents here. You should always be very careful and pay attention. Don't talk on your cell phone. Here in Colorado, I think it's still legal, but in many states, it's actually illegal to talk on your cell phone. So be careful out there. All right, we're gonna wrap things up today talking about vacations. So I've got a nice little video for us to watch.
Number 10, Egypt. When most people think of vacation, they want the sun, the ocean, and an escape from everyday life. Well, Egypt has one of those, and if relaxing on the sand is your thing.
Can you guys see this?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Then we can chalk it up to 2. Once the land of the pharaohs, beetles, incestuous gods, and slaves, the modern Egyptian world offers a glimpse of what was once a rich ancient civilization. Tourism in Egypt became popular in the mid-90s, peaked around 2010, and pretty much dropped off after the whole revolution fiasco in 2011. While it may not be considered a luxury vacation spot anymore, the pyramids and tombs still make it an enriching vacation spot. For landmarks, of course, a must-see is the Great Pyramid of Giza, which, like many other pyramids, were built around 5,500 years ago by the Egyptian slaves, as burial grounds for their leaders and people of importance/wealth. Standing 455 feet tall, the Great Pyramid is one of the largest wonders of the ancient world, and has led to much controversy over exactly how it was made. Nearby to the Great Pyramid lies the Great Sphinx, a 66-foot replica of the mythological creature, you guessed it, the Sphinx. These two landmarks have become synonymous with Egypt, frequently appearing on postcards, stamps, and those annoying family pictures on Facebook we all pretend to enjoy seeing. Number 9, New York. New York may not have the infamy of Las Vegas or the luxurious atmosphere of the Bahamas, but New York is still packed tight with parks, museums, national landmarks, and architectural feats. The first must-see in New York is Central Park. Nearly 850 acres wide, it is one of the largest urban parks in the world. Visitors can experience the Central Park Zoo, Belvedere Castle, and the famous Lasker Rink. If it's winter, of course. For the history buffs or families with children, New York's museums house world-famous exhibits and pieces that attract millions every year. In fact, the city's museums recently saw a 20% increase in visitors that has been credited to the recent Night at the Museum trilogy. Finally, there's no way you could even think about visiting New York without going to go see the Statue of Liberty. Gifted to the United States on October 28, 1886, the statue has proudly stood in Manhattan as a symbol for patriotism and freedom for nearly 130 years. The statue stands 151 feet tall and currently stands as one of New York's largest and busiest tourist attractions. Featured in many iconic franchises such as X-Men, Planet of the Apes, Ghostbusters, and even Cloverfield, the statue is one of the world's most recognizable landmarks. Number 8, Las Vegas. Las Vegas, or as many people know it, the Strip, Sin City, and Lost Wages. Believe it or not, Las Vegas' stigma of gambling and showgirls dates back to its very beginning, or more specifically, the building of the Hoover Dam. As workers flooded in from around the country, the mainly male workforce was left with brimming pockets, and a lust for entertainment. This eventually led to the legalization of gambling in Las Vegas, creating the strip of casinos and hotels as we know them today. The Strip is the name given to a 4-mile-long street of luxury casinos and resort hotels, and stands as one of Vegas's main attractions. It is most popular at night, with the city's buildings and attractions lit up to paint the city gold. Just to concur to the popularity of the Strip, it contains 15 of the top 25 world's largest hotels. Funnily enough, the Strip technically isn't even located in Las Vegas, as it lies just south of the city's limits. If the gambling and debauchery of the Strip aren't your thing, the Strip also houses many other attractions, including the Bellagio Fountains, a 15-minute aquatic spectacle that plays through the afternoon and evenings. Each show contains random aspects and theatrical music, making each and every night a unique experience that delights visitors. If you lean more towards sightseeing, one of the most beautiful views of Las Vegas is found atop the High Roller. While being told to go to the equivalent of a glorified Ferris wheel may seem boring, it is most definitely a sight to see. This 550-foot tall behemoth is the world's largest observation wheel, and its sunset rotation is credited as one of the most beautiful sights in the world. Number 7. Rome. Rome is one of Italy's oldest historical cities, and a testament to what was once the Great Roman Empire. There are 3 reasons people visit Rome: the art, the food, and the architecture. You can't get much more historical than a Roman museum. Each wall inside is plastered with ancient treasures, from the works of Michelangelo to the poems and paintings of Pacuvius. While museums aren't for everyone, what with their musty smell and snarky security, you'd be hard-pressed to find someone who isn't left speechless at the sight of the architectural wonder that is the Sistine Chapel. Absolutely stunning inside and out, its ceiling also happened to be painted by Michelangelo, a speculated atheist with a deep hatred of the at-the-time Pope. This led to the ceiling of the chapel being painted with everyone graphically nude, and hidden insulting messages about the Pope being strewn throughout the painting. Eventually, the paintings were censored and changed, making the chapel a bit safer for children's eyes. For those of a fine palate, Rome is also renowned for its sophisticated take on Italian dining and fine wine. With expensive wine served at every meal, just be careful not to drink wine with Emperor Nero. That didn't end well for the majority of his family. Number 6. Bahamas. The Bahamas is a stunning collection of over 700 islands, 30 of which contain luxury resorts. In the Bahamas, there is something for everyone: boating, shopping, diving, sightseeing, or just relaxing on the beach. Whether you're up for adventure or relaxation, the Bahamas has it. One of the most popular islands, Nassau, holds just about everything you could want. Rich with culture and booming with activities, its famous attraction, the Atlantis Resort, holds many attractions, including a massive 141-acre water park with a mile-long river tubing adventure and a dolphin cay. If water parks aren't really your thing, don't worry. Atlantis also has a huge, fully loaded shopping center, a pottery studio, rock climbing, tennis courts, and a fitness center. As well, Atlantis has its own free theater hosting complimentary hit Hollywood movies. Another very popular island is Long Island, named so because, well, at nearly 80 miles long, it's a pretty long island. Boasted about for its natural scenic beauty, the island's claim to fame is its curiosity contrasting landforms. Beaches right next to rocky peaks, plains adjacent to ponds. It truly does feel like 2 islands smashed together. Number 5. Thailand. Thailand. Between the beautiful beaches, rich culture, and stigma for getting a handy after a massage, you truly are an amazing location. Speaking of which, if you ask for a massage with a happy ending, you'll probably be arrested. They're cracking down on that now. With that out of the way, Thailand is quite well known for its natural beauty, ancient culture, and exotic foods and festivals. Bangkok is the capital city of Thailand and holds one of the largest tourist attractions in the whole country, the Grand Palace. Truly a tourist trap for all lovers of ancient culture, the Grand Palace is filled with clusters of royal halls, relics, and the ancient temple of the Emerald Buddha. If culture is not really your thing, Railay Beach is said to be one of the most beautiful beaches in the country, and is also very popular for its rock climbing and snorkeling attractions. Featured nearby is the Diamond Cave, perfect for exploring and open to the public. If neither one of those works for you, then at the very least visit the floating markets in Bangkok. No, not Harry Potter floating candles floating. These floating markets consist of dozens of boats piled high with goods. If you're not accustomed to it, these floating markets may seem absolutely ludicrous. But to the farmers, it's their daily life. Vendors and farmers alike row over to the docks to sell their fresh fruits, wares, and meals prepared on floating kitchens. Boat tours are available to take you right through the center of the market, where the entirety of the event is for sale to you at a discount price. Number 4. Maldives. For a culturally enriching vacation, look no further than the Maldives, renowned amongst tourists for both its local culture and beautiful landscapes. Culturally a unique blend of Sinhalese, Arab, and Indian influences, the Maldives are also special because they encourage visiting of their capital, not just staying on their resort. The capital features various festivals and attractions like the National Museum, Sultan Park, and the Presidential Palace. But who goes to a tropical island for culture and tourism? The Maldives also pride themselves on their luxury resorts, which make up for the vast majority of income for the country. With over 90 dedicated island resorts, the Maldives feature the perfect island paradise for anyone looking for a relaxing vacation. Some resorts even assign each room a personal servant and feature luxury dining around the clock. If you're looking for a vacation to kick back and let everything be done for you, you found it here. Number 3. Paris, France. Commonly known as the City of Love, Paris is the go-to place for young couples in love, fiancés on vacation, and married couples celebrating a trivial number of years without getting a divorce. Paris is famous for its many architectural and artistic attractions, the most reputable being the Eiffel Tower. Established in 1889 for the World's Fair, it now stands as an iconic and cultural representation of Paris, and has become a hallmark of the great city. If museums are more your style, the Musée d'Orsay is one of the most talked about and highly reviewed attractions Paris has to offer. Built inside a nearly 12-decade-old railway station, the Musée d'Orsay contains some of the most beautiful and famous art in not only Paris, but the whole world, attracting 86 million visitors since its construction 28 years ago. For the people who are bored by architectural feats and stuffy museums, they may find solace in the Luxembourg Gardens. First planted in 1612, the beautiful 23 hectares features a peaceful and natural atmosphere intended for a break from the city life. Known for its beautiful flower arrangements and tranquility, it is simply a must visit, and you can't beat an admission price of free. Just make sure you visit in spring, summer, or autumn, as the flowers become significantly less beautiful when they're dead. Number 2. Aruba. Aruba brands itself as one happy island, and for good reason. It has something for everyone. The island prides itself on a relaxing atmosphere with calm white sand beaches and clear waters. It's perfect for a relaxing getaway. The island contains dozens of luxury spas and relaxation centers, and is encircled by a beautiful coastline and a beach that's open to all visitors of the island, 24 hours a day. For people out to stuff themselves, Aruba is known for serving a blend of Caribbean flavors and Dutch favorites, with South American and European influences along the way. With over 100 hotel and resort restaurants, top-ranking fine dining, and many local favorites off the beaten path, there are delicious new experiences for everyone. While relaxing on a beach with food is always fun, Aruba is loaded with diverse activities, experiences, and exploring to be had. The island can be explored by hiking, jeep tours, and even hopping on an ATV to see the natural terrain, wildlife, ancient caves, and dramatic rock formations. Water sports enthusiasts can enjoy snorkeling, wreck diving, windsurfing, and even deep-sea diving along Aruba's coral reef. Some of the more thrill-inducing activities include skydiving, cliff jumping, and kite riding. All in all, if you're looking for the perfect all-around vacation, Aruba is the place to be. Number 1. Bora Bora. Bora Bora is a beautiful tropical island that's visible surface is only 12 square miles, but those miles house one of the best vacation spots in the world. While other vacation spots have booming economies driven through all manner of imports and exports, Bora Bora's economy is nearly 100% tourism driven. This island and the people working at the resorts exist for one reason and one reason only: to serve you. I'm just kidding, that sounds pretty dark. But the resorts on Bora Bora are among the world's most luxurious and expensive, with unwinding activities like snorkeling, boat tours, and jeep safaris, as well as more exciting activities like scuba diving, parasailing, and hiking. Many reviewers of the island say that it is a thing of beauty, but critique it for its lackluster man-made beaches, which hold nothing special or particularly memorable. As a replacement, the natural lagoons are world famous and beautiful, bringing in lots of tourism just by themselves.
All right. Did you get any good vacation ideas?
Yes.
Yes, I have 10 ideas.